Good morning. So this is Jennifer. I wanted to ask you, is there an area of your life that's not surrendered to the Lord? The Lord tells us in His Word that we are to lose our life to Him. We're to lose our life to Him, that we are to take up our cross and to follow Him. So, have you lost your life? Because if you have, that means God has every access to every area to your life. I mean, every access. That means He could tell you what to do, how to do, when to do what. And it's a done deal to every part of your life. You know, when I thought about giving my life to God, I didn't realize it was all my life. It was every part of my life. You know, when I had to give up things that I knew weren't good for me, alcohol, things of that nature, I'm like, okay, I get it. You know, I gotta give this up. But you know, I knew I had to give up time because I had to sacrifice, sleep and things of that nature so that I could spend time with the Lord. I knew I had to give up certain things like watching television and hanging out so that I could spend time with the Lord. I needed to clean up what it was that I was taking into my ear gates, my eye gates. I had to protect them to make sure that, I was not letting in the wrong things. But when the Lord asked to be let into certain areas of my life, I was like, what? You want that? Health and fitness has always been an idol to me. I'm telling you, it gets to a point where it was my savior and I knew I had to do something with it. I mean, I was talking about it like it saved me. Health and fitness saved me. I was preaching sermons on it, right? Like worshiping and glorifying health and fitness. I had little followers that were like, oh, just in awe of the fact that I was so disciplined with working out and with eating right and making good decisions and seeing the results. And they wanted to do it. They were following after. Oh my goodness. It wasn't an idol. So I struggled with it and I had to ask the Lord, help me with it. Help me because, I did not want to be someone that was 400 pounds that was getting up to the pulpit and was like winded and couldn't breathe. I didn't want to be able to not run upstairs and run from door to door to be able to minister to people, evangelize. I didn't want to not be able to do the work because I couldn't bend over and couldn't move and pack boxes and do things for the homeless. I just for myself, I just didn't want to be like overweight and out of shape. And, I didn't want to take in all these bad foods and, it was just a mess. I was like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to live like that. But God, you have to help me because I know all things are beneficial, but I've come under the power of this thing, right? Like my physical exercise, all that was of some value, but I wasn't putting as much weight on my spiritual walk as I was with my physical fleshly ones. I was so built up in my flesh. My fleshly man was so strong, but my spiritual man was weak. So I was asking the Lord to help me with it. And when He wanted to get into my nutrition, it was an absolute surrender. I had to say, okay. And the Lord's so gracious. He walked me through it. He's like, all right, I was fat adapted at the time. I was like, oh, my butter and my coffee. I have butter all day. Oh, it's so great. But I remember when the Lord was like, okay, I want you to do carbs. Like, start doing rice. Start adding rice in it. You know, start adding then dairy, cheese, cottage cheese. Ugh. And then he told me to drink milk, and I was like, what? But he's such a good God. He explained it to me and was like, Jennifer, if I send you overseas to go somewhere, maybe to eat with royalty, you cannot turn down their food. You cannot look down on their food. It would insult them. I need you to be able to receive all things with thanksgiving. So whatever they give you, I need you to be able to eat. Not only do I need you to be able to eat them, but I need your body tolerant of it, able to process it. I don't want you like bent over because your stomach can't handle what it just took in. So I need you to make your body flexible and tolerant enough to handle these different foods. You need to open yourself up to them. So he just helped me work through it. Oh, he had me eat a cookie, and you would have thought it was crack cocaine. I was like, oh. But I understood it. And he's like, I need you to know that you conquered this thing, that you're free in this thing, that I got you, and not to be enslaved of anything or to be fearful of anything. You know, I asked him about, continuing to work with me on it. And he said, okay, let's do your supplements. Y'all, do you know I spent $450 on supplements? Protein powders, BCAAs, pre-workout, vitamin D pills, creatine, CMOS, the original kind of, natural kind of CMOS, a shake that had reds, beets, greens in it. The list just go on and on and on. And the Lord was like, I need you to put all that stuff in a box and put it in the garage. Then after I put it in the garage, he was like, now put it in the trash. He weaned me off of pre-workout. He's like, okay, and I would never work out without pre-workout, but he helped me to get off pre-workout. And he just showed me what the pre-workout was doing. He's like, it is messing with your state of being. You're having high highs, you're having low lows, you don't have the energy to make it through your day. You are stressing and overloading your body in such an unnatural way with all of that caffeine, like it is wreaking havoc in your body. And he showed me that. So he walked me through a process of getting off of that. Then he wanted to get into my workout routine. Y'all, when he did this, I remember the look that I gave. Oh my gosh, when the Lord was like, can I work you out this morning? And I was like, now, this is my workout, God. But he did it, and he showed me what to do and was talking me through it. And it was the best workout ever because he was teaching me and training me about life through it. He's like, Jennifer, you think that you're challenging yourself, but you're not challenging yourself. You're doing the same thing you always do. So you know you can do it. So yeah, it may be tough for you to do, but you know you can get through that kind of tough. You need to switch things up. You need to change things up. You could push this. What about those pull-ups you don't like doing? You need to do those so that you can work. It was the best workout ever. When I tell you, he did that for my whole workout. I mean, once when I gave him my workout, and I remember telling the Lord, I was like, Lord, my workout is sacred. And he was like, Jennifer, what's sacred? Tell me what sacred means. Let's talk about that. Because that means it's of God. That means it's mine. So then I continued to allow him to take me through these changes in my workout. And what was so amazing was how he did it. I never liked weights. Never liked weights. I was always a cardio kind of sit-up, push-up girl. But he had me doing weights. And I realized why he had me do that for a season. It was doing that and then listening to like Christian rap, Christian hip hop music. And I realized the reason why he did that is because I was such in a depressed, low, victim, woe is me type of mentality that he's like, no, I need you to wake up. I need you to get some. I need you to take control of your life. I need you to get some discipline. I need you to be able to get strong in this season. And he did that with me and showed that with me physically. And it helped to change my mentality, my mindset, my life. And it's the direction he wanted me to go in. Then he wanted me to switch to a marathon. And I was like, no, I do not want to do a marathon because I had just did one and I said one and done. I'm not doing it. Why? Because I cramped up on like mile 7, mile 13. It was like early on. I didn't train on doing the hills and I did my marathon in Hawaii and it was nothing but hills. So I cramped up and this lady was telling me like, yeah, I'm doing one in 50 states and everybody, that I know is doing like the same thing. So that sounded real good at mile 3. When I got to mile 7:13 and was cramping up, I was like, I promise you I'm not doing another marathon. But the Lord was like, I need you to do a marathon. So I started training for it. And y'all, he had me praying in ways I never prayed before. It wasn't me. It was the Holy Spirit praying through me because I was praying for nations, the depth, the intensity of my prayer. I couldn't pray like that even right now on demand. Like that was his spirit showing me like how to pray in a different way, praying through me. I was speaking in tongues, y'all. He was speaking to me. Look, out there 15 miles, I'm out there 3 hours and he's just teaching me, training me, pouring into me, talking to me. Right? Having this conversation with me. That was amazing. And I realized the reason why he wanted me to do the marathon in that season is because he wanted me to go to deeper levels in him. I just had all that time with him. I pushed myself to limits. I would be, after doing an 18-mile run, I would feel like I barely even ran. Why? Because the Lord graced me to do it because he did something in that. So it was beautiful. It was beautiful, but he wanted to be able to spend that time with me during that marathon where I just got away. I was going to these isolated, secluded areas, in which I was just doing a marathon. Then he would have me get up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning to go start running, to do these long, intense miles. And through that, he taught me so much. Like, Jennifer, do you trust me? You think it's unsafe right now to run? Don't you know I will send you into places that seem unsafe? I will send you into dangerous places and you have to trust that I'm with you. I mean, it was beautiful what he did, because I let him in. Then he started burning that off of me. I got tired of doing running. And he switched me over and he said, you're going to do a triathlon. I said, no. What? Really? A triathlon? So I just couldn't believe that he wanted me to do a triathlon. I didn't know what to do. I didn't bike. I didn't know where to start. So all of a sudden, he told me to go to the gym, and I hadn't been to the gym in months because I'd been running outside doing marathons, training. And there was a guy that was on the treadmill that had his triathlon outfit on the treadmill, and he just showed me and walked me through what to do. And it was my confirmation. He was like, that's my confirmation. I want you to do a triathlon. I actually want you to do an Ironman. And I couldn't understand why, but then I got into the water to swim, and I don't swim. I swam at like a point of time, but I like started messing with my hair. Like the chlorine was jacking up my hair, so I was like, nah, I'm good. But I started swimming, preparing for this Ironman, and he's like, you could feel him talking to me throughout it. He's like, all right, get into the flow, become one with the water. Get into my grace, get into my mercy, just get into my rhythm, and he was showing me. He's like, with my lungs like felt like they were on fire, they were burning. And he's like, trust me, let your lungs open up. Let your lungs break open. Your body knows this. Your body knows how to be in water. It just needs to refer back to that. It needs to bring back to memory that it knows how to do this. Push it. Trust it. He's like, and with that, this season that I have you in, right? This new job I have for you, this new thing I have for you, I need you to get into my grace, get into my mercy, get into my flow, become one with me. Realize that this is who you are, that even though this is foreign and unfamiliar to you, your body knows this is you. You know that this is you. Maybe not on the surface, but there's something deep inside that knows who you are. Trust it. It's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel weird at first, but just go with it. He used this Iron Man also with the bike. I don't know nothing about the bike. He's like, trust me, I'll show you. I'll show you. Right? And then you don't think you could do a marathon on top of all of this, which is a part of the Ironman. I'm going to take you to new heights. I'm going to show you what you could do in me. So he used the triathlon to show me like what to do in this next season. He's training. So because I let him into my health, my fitness world, because I gave it over to him, he didn't say, okay, now you can't do anything at all. But he's like, invite me into it so I can use it to be able to guide you into what I want you to do in this season. And it was beautiful because I let him in. I let him into sex. And what did he do? He showed me, breathe, relax, become one. Don't focus on the man. Focus on the connection you want to make with this individual. Just sink into it. Breathe into it. Do you know there's not an area that the Lord doesn't want to be a part of? Think about the song of Solomon. I was asking him, Lord, well, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I still do this? And he's like, as long as it's consensual between the two of you all, enjoy it. There's a beauty and a pleasure in it. Do it. When you let the Lord into every aspect of your life, what he will do with it, it's what he wants. It's what he wants. Let him into your finances. Let him into your relationship with your spouse. Let him into your relationship with your children. Let him into your job. Ask him what to do. Let him show you what he wants you to do. Let him in. Think about it. What area in your life does God not have access to? That may be why you're having issues, right? That may be why you're not experiencing the fullness of God, because you've locked him out of certain areas. Let God in to every area of your life and watch him do a mighty work. Oh, y'all, I let him into my hair. I said, God, I need help. I've been trying to grow my hair out my whole life. And he told me what to do with it. Start water washing your hair or water rinsing your hair. Y'all, I looked in the mirror and I said, okay, if my hair perishes, it perishes, because it was looking crazy for a little bit. It was looking crazy. And then I felt like some stickiness on my hair. And I was like, wait a minute. And he was just walking me and showing me what to do. Okay, that's the oil that's being released from your scalp. You need to use warm water and you need to work it through your head so it makes it to your ends. Then I saw my ends crawling up and I was like, oh my gosh, it's working. It's working. Then he told me do a cold shot on the end, a cold blast of water. It was just beautiful. And then I looked in the mirror one day and my hair, it grew past to a different length. And I was like, wow, let God in He knows what to do with every area of your life. He knows every hair on your head so intimately. They are numbered. Let him into every area of your life and let him do a great work. What area has he not had access to? What area have you not allowed him to touch? Today, let him touch it. Today, let him enter into it and let him show you what he can do when you give your life, your full life, over to him. Talk soon.